Thank you for tuning in to TalkWad.com, the world's fastest growing internet radio network. Please check out all the other great shows on www.talkwad.com.
Hey, this is Straight Up with Toby Martini. I am Toby Martini. On this show, we're talking about business. We're talking about getting started, keeping it going, and making money, actually. If you're an entrepreneur or you want to be, this is definitely the show for you. So call in later today, and we will get this started. Hey, everybody. Toby Martini. Welcome to The Big Show. So Straight Up with Toby Martini. And for those of you who have listened before, you know I always have a guest, which makes me very happy to have a guest here because, you know, it's easier to talk to somebody than it is to just spout off words for an hour. And if you paid attention for last week, it was very weird because I had a guest who didn't show up. And I just had to wing it. And you know what? It's what business is like sometimes. You don't know how all this stuff is going to go. And you just have to try stuff. And so I made it work last week, but this week, you know what's even better? I have a guest. The fabulous Wendy Sutherland's here. She's awesome. And we're going to talk about a piece of business, which I've talked about a little bit every single week as an example of what people don't want to do, right? You get in your business and you make whatever, right? I make a widget and you're great at that, but you have a hard time selling it. You don't know how to do marketing and you don't know how to do accounting. Those are the areas where people fail because they don't want to do those things. And that's why small businesses go away because people are like, I spend more than half my time doing this business stuff as opposed to doing the work I love. As a coach, all I want to do is sit and coach people, right? As an artist, all I want to do is paint or whatever your art medium is. But everybody, you have to get all this stuff done. If you have money, if you're sitting on a pile, you can outsource it. You can hire somebody to handle those parts. Mostly people starting a small business, especially today, don't have a big pile of money sitting around. If you did, maybe you wouldn't need a business, right? And you can't afford to hire an assistant, hire a salesperson, hire a marketing company or person, hire accountant and such. So you have to bull through and figure out how to get through it. And, you know, all of business, anybody who was listening when I was talking to Kathy Potts, we were talking about, the Kathy Potts, right? We were talking about how people fail only because of the chatter that goes on in their head. If you don't like to do accounting, it's not your bag, you don't find it fun or interesting, you're not very good at it, well, you'll put it last on your to-do list. And every day, every time you have to make a choice, a priorities choice, you'll choose something else that you like more or that you feel more competent in, more confident in. And your accounting ends up going last. And what's sad and scary is if you don't get your accounting done, you will not be in business, right? So you have to buck up and go get it done so you can do it yourself. And like everything, it's out there on the internet. You can Google, open up the little Google box and put in, accounting basics, small business, startup accounting, whatever area you're in, a section of trying to get yourself set up. How do I set up my books? There's a million resources on how you do it. Reputable, good resources. How do you get that stuff handled? And if you can just get over that little noise in your head that says you don't know and blah, 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 then you could just simply handle your accounting. I actually use QuickBooks Online. I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do. I've heard various people, and I'm sure Wendy's going to tell me, get off there. Everybody in business, I'm making that up, it's the most popular thing, QuickBooks. QuickBooks is the big deal. If you're in business, you got to use that to get your books. And I'm using QuickBooks Online, maybe not as fully featured or something. So I'll have to figure that out, and I'll ask Wendy. Right? That's part of the advantage of doing a show like this. I can go, hey, you're an expert. Share with me what's best. And then you who listen, you get that too. So I'm using QuickBooks Online. I keep track of, my income and my expenses I have to pay to vendors and stuff. That's it. And it's not terribly tricky. It's pretty easy to set up. But I tell you what, just like most folks, I push back. I don't do it every day. And then they pile up. And then by the end of the week, it's like, oh, I should do it. I don't really want to. So it's all just chatter. I was talking to somebody yesterday, a coaching client, and we were talking about being an overwhelm. You know, when you get an overwhelm, and that just means you got so much on your plate. I'm so busy. That was a conversation earlier in the week I had with someone about, you know, people who say they're so busy. It's not an excuse for not getting things done, right? Stop saying you're busy. But overwhelm is you look and you've got 50 things on your plate. You got 90 things on your to-do list, whatever it looks like. Here's what's sad and scary and bad about your brain. This is one of those tricks that your brain pulls on you. You have so many things to do. You're so busy that you do nothing. What? Why is that? The right thing to do, right, is pick one and knock it out. And then you have one less thing to do. You get a feeling of accomplishment. You're happier. You're excited. You can then go get more done. But what actually happens for most of us is you go, oh my God, I got 20 things to do. I don't want to start. And you literally do none. Why? Why is that? Why do we do that to ourselves? So you need systems, you need a good calendar, and you need some accountability. You need somebody who's looking, or to know that somebody's watching you. That will help you actually get it done. But I just find it so funny that I do it, right? We all do it. I have 50 things to do. That means I won't do any. It's kind of like people who are cleaning out their garage or got to clean out a closet or something. It's slightly different in that you look at it and you're like, I don't even want to start. Because once I start, then I'm committed for hours, right? If you're going to start cleaning up your desk, your office, you have to, move things. Once things are moved, well, they have to go back. So now you're in the middle of a deep project. That's a slightly different angle on it. I get it. Schedule the time to do it. Commit the time to do it. This other thing is, like, you have 50 different, disparate, unique items to get done. But because you have so many, you don't do any. So here's what you do. Pick one or two that are least tedious and get one or two done so you get a feeling of success. I'm getting some things done. You got a thing or two knocked off. You feel better. It'll be easier to get others. That's one way. Another way, is like Brian Tracy said, eat that frog, right? First thing in the morning, eat a frog because it's the worst thing, right? Do the worst thing first. If I have a list of 20 things to do, maybe doing the worst of them, or the biggest, the hardest, whatever you push back the most, you do that one first, then you have a serious sense of accomplishment. You can go, wow, if I got nothing else done today, I'm good, right? I got that big ugly thing off my back. And that's the other thing. It's off your back. You're now no longer fretting about the big ugly thing that you have to get done. So, two ways to do it. I guess it depends on your mood in the day, how you feel energetically, or what personality type you have. How do you know what's better for you? Is it better to get a couple of small wins in quick? Or would it be better to get that big one out of the way and make you feel better? All right, so think about it. See how you are, or try either, right? Try both on different days just to see how it gets you through your day. Where's your energy? So, all right, so what we're going to do in a minute or two, we're going to take a commercial. We'll get Wendy in, but I wanted to finish that with you also need to actually have a list, right? If you're walking around going, oh, I've got 50 things to do, right? Having 50 things to do puts you, in coach terms, it's a kind of victimhood. You have to do these things. They're on you. But I don't want to do that whole game right now. But really, I've got 50 things to do. Let me tell you, how it worked for me is, in the past, if you called me and said, Toby, what are you up to? And I'm like, oh my God, I got 50 things I'm doing today, right? And it sounds like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, oh, I'm so busy, I don't know what to do. And the thing is, once I learned to use a calendar, once I started scheduling things, you put them in a calendar, you'd call me and go, Toby, what are you doing? I go, well, it's 2 o'clock. I'm writing chapter 2 of my book. I'm just doing the one thing. Why? Because that's what it says on my calendar, 2 to 3, do this, right? So if you call me now, hey, you can call me now, somebody. Every Thursday we're doing the show, 3 to 4. Actually, people can call in. Ooh, quick chance to go. 813-235-0644. You can call in and talk to me. We can talk after we talk a little bit to Wendy. If you have a bookkeeping or accounting question, maybe we can knock that out. So the thing is, I want you to consider, if you don't really do this well now, get a calendar. Use your calendar. Put things on. And then you'll only ever be doing one thing at a time. And I promise you it'll make your life easier. The second part of that is you have to become the sort of person who gets things done in that time, right? If you put something from 2 to 3 and something from 3 to 4, you have to be done at 3. So that's integrity, doing what you say, right? And I promise your life works better. So if you're not a good calendar person, I even think if you have a to-do list, it doesn't work as well because then you just look, here's this big pile of stuff I have to get done, right? But put your tasks on your calendar and do them when you say. Don't go moving them around, and it will work a lot better. And so that's how you aren't doing 50 things and you're not overwhelmed, okay? So you'll put in your accounting bits every day for 20 minutes or every day half an hour or once a week for 2 hours, whatever it is. Put it in, do it when you say, and then I promise it'll all work better. So we're gonna go to commercial, and then we're gonna go talk about that dreaded monster, the accounting thing. And we're gonna make it easy and fun because Wendy rocks. All right, we're gonna go to commercial. We'll see you in just a little bit.
The west central coast of Florida has an amazing music scene. Festivals, clubs, special performances, and there's always a lot of live music. The problem has always been getting the word out about events. Then GoTonight.com emerged on the scene. The brainstorm creation of founder Don McKeon, a Sarasota entrepreneur. We caught up with Don and his inspirational friend, Frank Papa, at the Flying Dog Cafe.
This is Frank. I'm Don. Frank is the reason that there is a GoTonight.com. He would call me repeatedly.
Where are we going? Where do you want to go? Where will we go tonight?
The website has been a boon to many small clubs. So next time you find yourself asking, where will we go tonight? You've got the answer.
Hey everybody! This is broadcast live out there to the internet and recorded. Literally dozens of people will hear this. Literally dozens. It's amazing, the reach that we have. So the internet is amazing for all of you who are. It used to be you started a business and you needed $100,000 to get started, and now you can just go have a business on the internet. It's amazing. Then it's just about getting people. So we'll talk about that maybe later. But for now, look over there. I have a guest. Say hi, Wendy.
Hi.
We can hear her. Yay. So for those of you who are listening on MP3 or something, Wendy's here with her blonde hair and her red dress.
Yes.
And she's fabulous. Wendy, tell us who you are, what's your company, what do you do? Why is that
Wendy
good?
Sutherland with Bay Area Bookkeeping and Accounting. I've been in business 2 years now. Always been in the accounting field for 35 years. Got stuck in the office, in the quiet office, and didn't like it. So from time to time over the years, I would try and get out and get a job where I can actually talk to people.
Right.
So when I moved to Florida, I had a good friend that opened a business. I'd go to her house and do her books for her, and I thought, what a fabulous concept this is. I can actually talk to her, find out what her goals are with her company, her staff, understand how the whole business works, which makes better books. So I get to do bookkeeping, and I get to be around people now. So our whole business concept is unusual for the bookkeeping and accounting field because we actually go out to our clients. We work in their territory, and we leave the stuff for them to view at all times, which is very important for a business owner.
But even more, that's different, right? You go to them, but
Yes.
even more, you're human.
Absolutely.
Right? and I know that sounds flippant and all, but right? Most people think of accountants and the whole
Yes.
booking thing is insanely dry. It's just about the numbers. And I have an experience of that as well.
Yes.
You go and they're like, give me your books. And you're like, hey, Bob, what'd you do this weekend? We're doing your books. Just shut up. It's like,
Right.
right? And if you care, right, you care. I'm going to talk to you as a person. And like you
Yes.
said, I'm going to learn more about your business on the whole. That will help me help you more.
Absolutely.
So that's what you're looking for, my friends,
Yes.
right? Somebody who's human, right? They're not a robot who can do
And
numbers.
also a business owner, so I understand what they're going through too. So one of the benefits for me is to go out there and go, okay, what was your best advertising idea? How did you get to where you are? So it's a wonderful experience too that I benefit from because then we can all share ideas. How do we get to the next level? How did you do it? How did you do it? And advice too.
Right.
On top of the
You get to the
books.
next level, you have to kill the boss, and then you do jump, left, right trigger, right trigger. I know. It's one of those things. I think it's going to be going away soon. Is the next level? Like every coach in the world says, "I'll help you with your dreams and get you to the next level." I'm like, okay, you know what? It's going to have to go away.
Oh, see, no, I know what my next level is.
Yeah.
And I
Well, it's
know
just the
where it
term, yeah.
is. It's, maybe different verbiage.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like that's just such
Growth.
it's just everybody's like it used to be a few years ago like everybody needed a paradigm shift. Everybody needs a paradigm shift. Now everybody's going to the next level. That's just where we're at now. In the future, let's make up something real quick we can use. I have heard recently. I've heard this too much. Explode your business.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that in
No,
networking
I have
things?
not. That's great.
I have heard business coaches, I've heard accountants say, "Oh, we'll help you, we'll give you strategies, we'll and you'll explode your business." I'm like, I don't think that comes across as good as you think it does.
That could be good or bad.
I don't want it to explode. I want it to continue growing at a reasonable,
I don't know if my body could physically handle an explosion.
I don't need exploding businesses. So it's the next level. But so the thing is, I did say monster, right? So during the commercial, she's like, "Did you say monster of accounting?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Because,
love it.
like, for Wendy, she loves it, right? She's like, "I want to look at the books. I want to look at the numbers." And I, like, intellectually, I get it. Like, that could be interesting to go, oh, I can see the system underneath and how it works. And you can tell how somebody's business is doing in a minute. You can look at it. But the average bear, right? The average person out there with their widget and they make pie or their coach or whatever, like, they're like, "Oh, my God, accounting." And it seems arcane. Like, it seems like magic. And it seems dry and it's boring and it's horrible. And if I don't look at it, it'll be okay.
And
but the opposite is true.
That's why a business owner should never be putting it all in.
Yeah.
That is the most depressing thing in the world, to sit there and pay your own bills for hours. You really going to go out and try and get more business after that? It's depressing.
I don't know. I take it. It inspires me to go get business. It's like
a little bit.
Like, oh my God, I just paid out $4,000. I better go get a new client.
But you're also doing something that is not your forte, and you're away from your business.
Yeah.
So if you get somebody else to do that, and then all you have to do is have a conversation on where I'm at, what can I do from here, then that's wonderful. And they can go poke in and look, and they need to look, but they don't have to sit there. That's the monster. Yeah. If somebody could do that for you and laugh with you and conversation with you and not put papers in front of you and go, "Here's your profit and loss statement, goodbye."
Yeah. That
and
means
go
nothing
through everything and go, "This is where your money's going. I know your goal is to get another location, so what do we need to slim down here?"
Are you saying I'm fat?
No, you're sitting next to me. I would not say that.
She just told me I need to slim down a little. I drink 14 Mountain Dews a day. Is there a problem with that? So I have two questions. I'm not sure which one to go first. Yeah. Let's go with broader. So the broader question is, what's the difference between bookkeeping and accounting? Why do I need two people to do that? Or how do I separate that out? Why is that important?
Here's been the problem over the years that I've seen. I've worked in the accounting office, and all the clients that come to the accounting office need their bookkeeping work checked. A bookkeeper keeps books. They're your basic, I'll write your checks for you, I'll put your deposits in the bank, and basic bookkeeping.
Okay. But again, most people know nothing about this.
Correct.
And so you say it's basic bookkeeping. But I don't know what basic bookkeeping is.
Normally when a bookkeeper gets hired, they're getting trained by the business owner that doesn't know bookkeeping. Yeah. So by the time it gets to the accountant's looking at their work on, "Oh no," and putting it where it belongs because they create books. Assets, liabilities, depreciation, all this, loans, and all this stuff that a typical bookkeeper does not know how to do. Right.
So a bookkeeper handles your daily entries and stuff.
Basic.
Right?
Very basic.
I got it. Yes. Again, what you don't get because you live in the world of this. This is your world. And it seems like, well, everyone knows that.
They're the checkbook keeper.
They really don't know. People don't know. I don't get it. And we were talking earlier with Nolan, who runs this Talkwad station, actually, about technology. Right? right? So for Nolan and I, we're talking about things that are technology. We're like, oh, everybody knows this. Like, I'm going to put this here. Well, if people scroll down, they'll enter this, they'll do that. And Wendy's like, I don't know how to do that. Right? Nothing's wrong. It's just not your world.
Right.
But we forget. We don't have beginner's mind. We have no idea that people don't do that. And I mentioned I had a job. It was some web work I was doing for a small company. And the guy asked, he wants this special logo, like a sale thing. He wanted it on the page. And it was going to be brown or whatever. So we put it on the page, but it wasn't at the top. So we showed him the design. Here's what it looks like. And he goes, where's the thing with the sale? I go, well, you have to scroll down. He says, how do I do that? Show me how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you live in the 2000s and you don't know to scroll down? Like how many web pages?
You weren't supposed to scroll down anymore.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's a guy who's never seen the bottom half of any web page ever. Right. And so it blows my mind. But you know what? Not everybody's on the computer. Not everybody's on the internet. They don't know. So I'm just saying, you're like, oh, well, it's basic bookkeeping. Oh, I don't know.
Probably
you say profit
the
and
best
loss.
way to describe it is the person that keeps the checkbook, just like
Yeah.
you do at home.
Yeah.
You're writing checks for groceries. You're writing checks for basic stuff, right?
But that's another thing. We're like, who's writing checks anymore?
You still do.
Yeah.
In business, yes, you do. And then the accounting and the bookkeeping were completely different. So then the client's going, how come yours don't look like mine? Why can't I have your books here? So that's where I merged the two together. So we do the day-to-day basic bookkeeping at the accounting level.
So, it's a basic day-to-day bookkeeping thing with accountant quality.
Yeah,
It's like
there
from an
you
accountant's
go.
point of view, like that. Yeah. Okay, so say somebody's a small business person. They make doilies. They make $2,000 a month. Right? They're not living on this, right? But it's their side business. They want it to be their big business. And they walk around going, I can't afford an accountant. I can't afford a bookkeeper. Right? I can do all this stuff. So what do they do? Do they get a bookkeeper? Or they don't need a bookkeeper. You can do that work. They need an accountant more? Once or twice a year? I mean, I'm making it up. I have no
It
idea.
depends. It really depends. And I have that conversation for each separate phone call. But here's the deal. I went out to one client and he said, show me how to do it. I want to do it because I can't afford you. So I showed him how to do it, and he started doing this on the keyboard. I said, that is going to take you 5 hours. Do you have something better to do with your business?
Yeah, couldn't you make more than it'll cost
Do
to
you
buy
need to
me?
worry about bringing in new customers? It's a brand new business. So it takes me an hour. He pays me an hour, and he makes a lot more money. So sometimes it's compensation. Also, I look for different things that they would have never thought of.
Right.
So I save them money in the end. I usually pay for myself.
No, I mean, you do straight away, most likely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like,
Yeah. And they love it.
yeah. Yeah.
Please just take care of it.
So even more, so I'm going to say what I normally do, and then I'm going to say this is even more. I have a friend or two who are VAs, virtual assistants. They help people do whatever needs to get done. Yeah, I'm planning an event. They will help you, emails before. They help do flyers, whatever, everything. They could be bookkeeping even if they're in that world. So I always tell people, kind of what you're just alluding to. Look, you could pay her. It's $25 an hour. That sounds like a lot, but she can do in 1 hour what it'll take you 5 hours to do.
Correct.
It's paid for immediately, right? And now she also, though, might not be making you more money. She's just letting you free to do what you should do.
Absolutely.
In this case, Wendy's thing is you get that difference, right? Instead, it'll take her you pay her for 1 hour, something that would take you 5. But also, you get saved money because I don't know the rules. I don't know, this would save me $100 this month, and that would help me for taxes.
Correct.
So, double whammy.
Business owner needs to be making decisions. They do not need to be doing the work.
Tell
Now,
me,
I know with a brand new business, you have to start alone.
Yeah.
And trust me, you go through the mill of trying to keep up with all this until you can get up to where you can start hiring people to do. When you get to that point, you've got to be making decisions for this department and customers and vendors, and you need to just be able to see things to make those decisions.
Well, I think the kind of people I'm talking to, coach, doing the show. They're small. They're not. They don't have departments. They're not.
I have
they're not
some
gonna
I
get to that
see
big.
it just a couple times a year because they'll play in there and they'll come when they come look at it, make sure everything's correct, and then we go run through it and they're on their way again.
Oh, I had a thing I was just going to say, and you
I'm so
mesmerized me. I was completely befuddled.
I
for a
don't
moment.
even do my own books because I'm a business owner.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Yeah. I know. A piece of it is just because you can do something doesn't mean you should be spending the time doing it.
Correct.
Right? Like what you said is perfect for that. She doesn't do her own books. Somebody in your office, I'm assuming, or do you hire somebody else?
No, someone I hired. I still have to look at them, and I want a bookkeeper in my office doing this stuff, and I can look at it.
Yeah. Well,
So, not too many companies do that.
yeah. Well, I'll say, because I have two businesses, right? And so I still have a web design business, right? Mostly I'm doing marketing consulting, right? But I still do web design. But the thing is, it used to be I would do all of it. I would draw pictures, I would write code, I would do database, I would do everything. But nowadays, I have somebody who's a designer because he's probably 10% to 20% better than me, period, and he works twice as fast. So it's so worth me paying, even though I can do
money,
it.
or you get to spend your
money.
time doing what?
Spending money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Playing Warcraft. Getting to the next level, like that. But yeah, that's the thing. Just because you can do it, even if you have skill. And again, I've been a web developer for 20 years, but I actually
But you're
have somebody
also
do
a
design
business
and have somebody.
owner,
As you become a business owner, your
All
job is
another.
being in charge of the business and managing people, right? And every business.
And that's the
should
hardest
just do
thing
that.
for people to understand when they first open it. They had no idea
Yeah.
what they're getting into. And they get in there and I want to make doilies.
Mhm.
And then they find out they have to do books. They have to. Social media is huge.
Yeah.
Networking's huge. Advertising, all these realms and all this stuff. They had no idea.
Right. And then they get befuddled and they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And they get scared.
Willy-nilly.
Yeah, they get scared and they just don't do it. That's the thing. And whether they consciously admit they're scared or not, the thing they like the least gets prioritized last and just doesn't get done. And then you get to where I started the show. I've got 6 weeks worth of books that I need to put in. I don't want to do any.
No, right.
Right, because now
It
it's
gets
too big.
overwhelming.
It's a giant monster.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
monster,
is. A
you know?
monster.
It's a monster. So that's the thing. I mentioned before you came on, I'm using, and she's going to hit me. So everybody who's watching the video, quick, turn on talkempowerment.com, watch me. She's going to hit me. So I'm using QuickBooks Online. She made a face, for those of you who can see. She rolled her eyes literally to the back of her head. Right? Even though I had been advised by you and others to use QuickBooks, right? So
Not online.
Right. Talk to us about that. Tell me about that. Why is that a bad idea? What's smart? Why do I want QuickBooks? What's the big deal?
QuickBooks, you're putting things in just like you're doing a checkbook. It looks even the same. Looks like a register. You're putting it in. But you can get all these reports on anything. I could tell you how many times you went to Walmart. On what days you went to Walmart.
Sure.
I mean, I can track anything at a few. It's easy to find data in there. And even if you've got 7 years in there, I can go back and track it. The online is not easy to get the reports as easy as, and it doesn't hold a lot, like inventories that you don't have, but it's harder to manipulate the reports in there. Even reconciling the bank, it drives me crazy. Online's not as user-friendly as the regular.
Okay. Well, may or may not be as user-friendly, but certainly not as powerful.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Because I don't know. I mean, it seems it's way easier for me. Talking in the world of user-friendly, it's way easier for me to go online and go, I'm done.
Yeah.
It seems easier.
See, and if I need to go online, I can access my computer at my office by going to Logman.
Yeah, sure.
So I get the same benefit as having online access. I can go to my computer.
No, I meant the interface is easier for me.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple of versions of QuickBooks, actually, apparently. But it just seems easier. Like a website, it pops up in a second. It's so easy to put in. But anyway, so everybody should be on QuickBooks. Is that what you're saying?
Small business, yes.
Are you a QuickBooks affiliate? Do you make money from saying that?
No, I pay money for that.
Right. So,
I am an affiliate. You can buy the
Oh,
software on my
yeah.
website. But
Right, but I mean, you're not promoting
I
it to make money.
No, I
Yeah.
tell everybody to go check Staples and Office Depot and my website and see which one's the.
Yeah. If somebody has, and it's probably it's like Office and such. There's versions. There's like QuickBooks 2010 and 2012, like that. Do they have to upgrade? Do you have to, or can I have QuickBooks
If you're
2007?
using the payroll module, you have to update at least every 3 years. Other than that, no.
Okay. So somebody could go buy QuickBooks 2010
You're
right
not
now.
going to be able to find those on the shelf.
Well,
Amazon.
but you can, right? You can find old software in some places. Again, I'm always thinking small business person. They go, I don't have, because it costs what? What's it cost? A couple $100, right? And so people are like, well, it's a couple $100. I've heard it's a big ugly thing. I don't want to have to learn it. I don't have time. It's just another reason for people not to do it. Look, if you could go buy a copy on eBay or Amazon or something, and it's 2 years old, it costs you
You're good to
$25, right?
As long as you're not running payroll.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, payroll's for big company.
I like big companies.
I know you do.
They're so fun.
Right, but I'm
Our
always
small, big companies right now are our future corporate world.
yeah.
And watching them grow is amazing.
This is, I guess, it's a side since we just talked about that. But what do you think about, or what do you have input on, like 1099 versus an employee thing? Is that a pain? What do you have to say about that?
This is the most.
Before you do.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, right? Because some people, again, you don't know. When you're in business, you can have an employee, full time. Maybe they have benefits. Blah blah. There's tax repercussions. Or you can hire somebody as a 1099 employee, which means you can't tell them what to do exactly when, but you can give them a project and say, I need this by a deadline, right? You can't force them to do it in any particular way.
This is one of the IRS's biggest pains.
Mm-hmm.
And they hate this. Subcontractors are supposed to have their own business.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing it more than just for you, okay?
Right.
Like I'm a subcontractor. I have Bay Area bookkeeping and accounting. You pay Bay Area bookkeeping and accounting.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what a subcontractor is. You can have an individual. They have to use their own equipment. They have to their own schedule, and they are not supervised in any. You can't tell them what to do.
Right.
You hire them for a job, and they can handle it any way they want to, and they can do it whenever they want to, as agreed. Okay. An employee is someone who comes in that's scheduled and is supervised. So there's a huge difference. So if you got somebody coming in 5 days a week, they're an employee.
Yeah, the IRS will say, no matter what you think,
I
we're
tell you
calling
what,
them
I
that.
went through an audit with the state last year on a very small air conditioning business, and he paid his wife's friend a check for $87 for filing. She came in on her own time, went in there and filed. She should have been an employee.
Really?
He got charged 99 cents on his audit over that one check.
99
She was
cents?
an administrative position. That should have been an employee, not a subcontractor. One check for the whole year.
That's crazy. Right, especially, again, I talk about VA people. VA people usually will go work for somebody and they'll go, what do you need to do? We'll talk a minute. Okay, I will do these 3 things for you. And I'll go, cool, by Friday, that's it. She can do it, he can, whatever. They can do it whenever they want.
They do it on their own time, just like I schedule my time to go out to clients, and I do it at my own pace, and nobody tells me how to do it. I do it. So that's a tricky thing.
But then,
it really is.
like the paperwork of it, is that a pain? Is it anything tricky? Like
No.
in the accounting world, it's just a paycheck. But you don't have to do benefits and taxes.
Not yet. Do we really want to go there?
No, not so much, but and I bring it up because it happens. I've heard it in 2 different networking groups in the last week or 2.
Employees, payroll, taxes, all the way.
Yeah. People are asking, I need to hire someone. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you
You don't
don't.
want to hire them. Maybe you want to contract somebody to do subcontracting work for you.
And and in the world of freelancer, that's the same thing. The freelancer, it's a 1099. It's just somebody you pay for a
Correct.
piece of work.
And they turn in their business on their tax return. They'll get a 1099. And that's a simple, before you write that first check, you better have a W-9 filled out. That'll tell you if they're a corporation or they're an individual.
Right.
If they're an individual, they get a 1099. If they're corporate, right now they don't.
The other thing around that, so you need a W-9 to give to somebody that you're going to pay like
1099.
that you're going to 1099.
A W-2 or a
Is an employee.
W-4 is for a W-2 at the end of the year.
Right. And so that sounds great.
I know.
Right?
Here's the forms.
Yeah. What I do, yeah, there's only 2 forms, people. What I do know is, I've heard a lot of people say, and I've seen it myself, the IRS website is not terrible.
It's
It
not too
used
bad.
to be like horrifying and ugly, and you couldn't find anything. But actually, I think it's actually pretty easy to find what you need nowadays. So.
Yes, I search on there all the time for forms or whatever, and
But I know so many people who are like, I already get an
Topics.
employee. I don't know how I'm going to afford them. I don't know if I have enough work for them for a whole week. I'm like, don't do that. Hire a person for 2 hours a week. And again, don't hire. Have some projects that you
Be
can
careful with
pay
that.
somebody. Right. Again, it's so
they're coming
you
and
got-
sitting in your office, and you're giving them a list of things to do and how to do it. They're an employee,
Yeah.
even 2 hours a week. Mine are mostly part time, but they are on payroll. I will never subcontract bookkeeping. I have to be in charge.
Yeah. Well, that's just being a control freak. That's different. Yeah. That's a whole other world of stuff. Right.
Yes.
All right. So let's say somebody, they're just getting started. Literally, they finally, I got enough money. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to go be a business. I've become incorporated. Quick aside, you don't have to go be incorporated first. And she might yell at me. You can actually start to do some business to see if there's a business there. I say, but I'm getting the look again.
I incorporated first.
Yeah, and most people do.
But I had the intentions of going out there and hitting it hard and making it a business within the first year or so.
Right. A lot of people are like, they're dipping their toe. They're trying to figure out, well, I'm going to do this on the side or whatever. But I've had so many people go, I kind of want to do this, but I don't want to have to go do all that incorporation stuff. It's a lot of paperwork and it costs hundreds of dollars. No, it doesn't. It's not, right? It's $80 to be incorporated as a C or an S and like $120 to be an LLC.
It's cheaper to be an LLC.
No, it's more
But be
expensive to
careful
be.
with
It's more
the
expensive to be an
LLC.
LLC.
Be careful with that because you could be a sole member LLC and still be a sole proprietor. The only problem with that is self-employment tax. You're paying more taxes if you're not an S corp.
Scorp.
Scorp.
Yeah. So,
But-
yuck.
You do need to have some income before you go into all that,
Yeah.
and you can always switch over at any time.
And then
You
you
might
can say
have
this
to
is
pay
money I
for
made
2
from my
tax
business.
returns at the end of the year if you don't do it. Or
Yeah.
suggestion: January 1st, become an S corp.
Yeah. Okay.
I
You got that?
usually try and help people determine, okay, it's time. It's time.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people just need to go out and see that there's a market, that people buy your stuff, you know, because a lot of people have great ideas, like, but there's no guarantee that'll work,
No.
and they don't want to go spend $100 or $200 to get incorporated. They don't want to spend $200 in QuickBooks. They don't want to do all this stuff. They haven't made 3 cents yet, right? Especially anybody who goes out and rents an office space. I'm gonna go rent an office space and buy furniture that's flashy and. You know, you do all this stuff like you haven't made 5 cents yet. Don't do that.
That's what your budget's for. But I also tell everybody to live below their means the first couple of years. You've got to put it all back in.
Now, what is this that you said? A budget? What is
Yeah,
that? A French word?
budget.
Yeah, no. For anybody who's listened or knows me, I hate planning. I'm not strategic. I'm strategic in my thinking, but I'm not like I don't write plans and systematic and such. So
Right.
all these things, they're like, right? I don't do it. So I should have somebody who does this for me. Do you know anybody?
Well, you know what? The QuickBooks Pro version, not the online,
Yeah.
you can actually go, I want a budget, and it does a budget for you.
Yeah, based on what you've entered up until then. But you have to enter a bunch of stuff first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people think that they have to have that office space and whatever. They have to be legitimate, and it depends on what business they're in.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not going to go to somebody that works out of their house. You know, there's certain industries where you have to put out that
Yeah.
money. So
Yeah.
you're living below your means for a while.
But in those cases, usually they're picking even years. You said I incorporated first. You know this business. You've been in it. You know that it works. That there's always customers. All it is
And
can I make some of
started out
those
in my
mine?
living room. Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
But a lot of people are like, I'm going to make this. You know, they have some product. You don't know if it's going to sell,
Right.
right? I'm going to go. Even like coaches, life coaches, business coaches. It's not like a proven model. Like if I think you have to be very driven and disciplined in order to be a successful coach of any sort, really. Right? As a bookkeeper, if you can do it, and please don't, I don't mean to make this sound littler, but you know, as long as they're as long as you're reasonable, as long as you're good, you can find customers because there's enough businesses that really need it. As a coach, it's almost a luxury for most people. It's not a given.
I have a business coach too.
Yeah, good. So go out, right, and
I
get
have
a client or
somebody
two.
that does my social media. I
Yep.
have because I am not an expert. In order for me to grow, can't afford to spend the time to become an expert in all these fields.
Right.
So it's easier for me. Here, everybody gets paid, and I go out and I make my decisions on my business.
Who's your business coach, or should we not ask? Is it
Walt.
something? Walt Morey. Walt Morey's a good guy over in Pinellas. Good guy. Business coach, IBI.
Yes,
these things,
he
International
he
Business
stays on me too.
Yeah, Walt is a
Working
good guy.
hard. Yeah.
I know him from networking. And I'm all for business coaches, right? I think everybody should have it. The same thing that we talked about.
You've got to be structured too. I'm telling you what, and I've learned this the hard way. Employee handbooks. If you have that argument with that employee and there's nothing in writing, who said what, it's horrible. This is your job. This is your description. Job descriptions, employee handbooks. It needs to all be laid out if you're going to get to a size where you have employees. It really does. Because then I'm telling you, you're going to end up fighting because it's, well, you told me this, no, I didn't. Argument, and now here, it's all
written. Yeah.
It's all written
I guess,
in there.
the idea is to have,
Structure.
you have structure, you have rules and policies. That way you can at least point back at, you
Yes.
didn't do what we said. And then everything, I had somebody, we kind of had a verbal agreement. He'll do some stuff and I'll do some stuff. And we came away, some months later going, neither of us were satisfied. Right? Because, I did some of the stuff that I said, and he did some of the stuff he said, but he's like, but I said this, and I don't remember that part.
Exactly.
Right. So.
And you've been in that confrontation, and it's like, if I would have had it in writing,
Right.
this
And it doesn't have to be
nobody would be confused. And there's a lot of confusion, too, because people are trying to remember what everybody said, and you get away from it, and it's better if the structure is there and everything's in place. Non-competes are huge, too.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Non-competes
Even
are
for
weird.
bookkeepers
It's
and
so weird.
accountants.
Yeah.
Your bookkeeper can leave your company and take your clients with them. They're the ones talking to them, collecting money, and
Right. Well, they're more intimate. They're related to them. So
all the stuff that needs to be in place that you
Well,
fumble
you're
through
scaring
and
people.
learn.
You're scaring people. Hey, start a business anyway.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Start
But
a business
put
anyway.
everything. There are people out there to help you put these businesses together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I bring it up and I say these things, and it sounds like, and again, so many businesses fail, blah, 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 like that. And I think you've heard that wrong, mostly. People go, like 90% of businesses fail in the first year, and after 5 years, it's 90%. It's really not even true.
Yeah.
It's not even true. You actually go look at stats. That number's not even vaguely true. But mostly that's because people were dilettantes. Right? They go, maybe I'll try it. I don't think it was wholesale really trying people. There's tons to say about that, but I think mostly the largest majority of businesses fail because they weren't prepared to do all those systems that need to get done, marketing and sales and
They weren't
accounting.
structured. They weren't looking at their books, and they were living above their means with every dime that was coming through the business. I don't see a whole lot of failure, but when I do, that's one of the four top. You got to be able to get ready to give it 300%, and it's well worth it. I don't think at this point in my life I could ever work for somebody else.
Right. That is something you hear from entrepreneurs always, right? I say I'm psychologically unemployable.
Yes.
Right? Like
I
I
am too.
can't imagine, like, Toby, be here 40 hours a week and sit in the box.
And do
Well, how
exactly
much?
what I say, and I don't care about your opinion.
No. It's crazy. It's like, I can't even imagine doing that anymore. And so I see people who are doing that, and the very rare ones who go, I love it.
Yeah.
Who really still like it.
Yeah.
I'm like shocked.
Yeah.
And start something on the side.
Yeah.
I don't care how much you love your job. I've been here for 25 years. I'm blah, blah. I don't care.
Some people
Start something.
are perfect. They need that structure, and they love that environment. And that we need it as business owners to be able to hire those people too. So we
Right.
all work together perfectly. We need some of those.
Yeah. Well, I just think everybody should have something even if it's on the side because
Have you ever walked into like a
lose
government building and all the cubicles and the silence, and you see one walk slowly out from behind a cubicle down the hallway to the other cubicle?
yeah, it's like it's horrible. It's terrible. And I said it before. It's Seth Godin says the same kind of stuff. It's nobody's built to do this. Everything beyond 125 years ago, everybody, you ran your own business. You were in the family business, right? Or you apprenticed for a while and then you had your own business. Whatever. You were a family business, or you started your own, or you apprenticed and then you were in your own. And then I almost said Gerald Ford. Wrong guy. He fell down. The other guy, Ford. Henry. Henry Ford, he invented the assembly line, but he really invented this system for people. We just need you to push the button. I just need you to do these three things in this order over and over. Right? And then somehow, that got pervasive, and then school got training people to be good factory workers. And now school's teaching you to be a good little cubicle worker. Because you go to school and you sit in a row from this time to that time. They tell you exactly what to do, period. Right? And so now people have this idea of like entrepreneurs is scary. It's not.
But it's
scarier
good.
to have. Well, yeah, I like that too.
That's like going and gambling.
It is, but some people are scared to death to gamble. And you're gambling with your life. I'm a big fan, but some people are not so much. But I think it's riskier to have your future in somebody else's hands, right? And so when that company they need to save 2% at the end of the quarter, they're going to fire some folks, and there's no company loyalty. And
there's no retiring with a company and getting their benefits anymore. They're going to let you go.
Who has pensions anymore?
Absolutely, the government.
Yeah. Well, there actually are some businesses who do pensions, but it's really, really few. So pensions went away, and we got 401k. We'll match, or there's something. Most people don't do it. They don't do it enough. So on the day when that company lets you go, or they fold, or whatever happens, you're not taken care of for any years, 5, 10, or now that you're going to live to be 100, 40 years. What are you going to do? So I am continually saying, give yourself a shot. Yeah. Give yourself the chance to go out and be successful and make a bunch of money.
And surround yourself with positive people. The negative Nelly, bye-bye.
Yeah.
There's anybody telling you no or you can't do it is no. Yep. You have got
Except in one very specific instance where there's no. No means no.
No means no, but that's not a negative
it's one case.
That's a you need to know.
Yeah, you need to know. No. But you have to be positive. You have to be the sort of person who thinks things will work.
Yes, you get around those other entrepreneurs and everything, and you'll fly. Because they're all willing to give you so much advice and help. I mean, I haven't met somebody, I'm not going to tell you anything because I don't want you to be my competent, Never run across that. Business owners are extraordinary people that just, they have that personality that they don't want to work for anybody else. They want to help the community. They're hiring people, and they're, it's a whole different generation of business owners, and we all share together, and it's a great thing.
I don't think I know anybody in business who's really, I mean, I might, I don't know, who's really about, I want to make as much money as I can as fast as I can. No. Now, I get that could be in there, but I don't know anybody that's the drive. No. Most everybody, I don't care if it's a printer, like that, and it doesn't seem like I'm saving the world, but they really just want to make life easier for their people.
I want my passion to shine. I want to use my passion. Yeah. And mine
Kiss me, you fool.
Yeah. I want to help people. Yeah. So the money's, it comes on its own. I'm not allowed to bill anybody anymore because I don't do that correctdon't Another thing I don't do is very good. So
it is funny. The more business people I talk to, they're all like, what do you do in your business? I don't know what I do anymore. There's some people who they're in their business so much they've got people who handle all the parts. Their job is
to look and make sure all the parts are working correctly
and cash checks. I mean that's the thing. And again, that sounds like but if you're doing a business, you're doing anything, it's to help people, make it easier for them. Again, I said like a printer. Yeah. A printer, it's just like. Have you been screwed by a printer before? Have they taken too long? Have you gotten something that was wrong and they said, too bad you proofed it? Right? Yeah. We're not that way. We'll help you. Like that, Good. You're a good living person, right? There's a stereotype. Well, there's two. There's a million, actually. But two, rich people are smarmy bad people. Like that always shows up in movies.
Oh, I'm all
right?
about all capitalism.
All the, all of your rich guy, he's a big fat guy with a cigar who's like, get the kids out of the orphanage. We're burning it down. It's terrible. And then entrepreneurs are slick, hucksters. Like that shows up a lot in movies and stuff. Like he's an entrepreneur. Oh, he's out for the quick buck. He's trying to screw people. It's never the case.
No.
Not that. I mean, it is the case in 1%. It really is.
It's out there, and it's shameful, and it's horrible to see what's going on. And I think, like I said, the small businesses now are going to take over the corps that are going now. But, the big bonuses and the cutting people. Oh, I need my bonus. Sorry, 20 of you are going to have to leave right now.
I worked, I was webmaster for
all
Citibank.
The time, but I don't think we're going to see that in the future. I think the business owners now are, you can't have your business and be that successful and rake in that much money without taking care of those people that are working for you. They're just as important as you are.
Well, it gets so big, people aren't people anymore for them, We need to save 1%. So I was going to say, I worked at Citibank for a few years. I was webmaster for the internet. It was a big deal, for a big company. Right? And on 2 days before the end of a quarter, they fired 2,500 people because they needed to get some number lower for the report, 2,500 people. Some of them have been there months, some have been there 5 years, some had been there 24 years, right? It doesn't matter, seemingly. There's no company loyalty. But then, like 2 days after, you find out you find out in the report that the CEO got a $12 million bonus. He got a regular paycheck and he got a $12 million bonus. $12 million, you probably could have kept some of those folks.
Now,
I'm painting him as evil, but I don't mean,
If that same person didn't fire all those people and everybody got a raise and he still got a bonus, more power to you.
Yeah, it's good.
That's the way you do it.
You're doing it right.
Yeah.
So
I'm all about making money. Just bring everybody with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. So, whatever, and I've said this before in here too, like the thing is, why do you do your business? Why do you do your business? What drives you? Yes, you want to make money, but
I have this. People call me anal. I call myself accurate.
Very much, yeah.
And in my field, that's a pretty darn good thing.
Absolutely.
Something that came naturally to me. I love doing the books, but like I said, I also like people. So to find this both and actually be able, I never could figure out, okay, what am I supposed to do? Numbers all day? How does that help people? So I finally figured out a way.
Yeah.
It does help them, so that is my passion. That's what drives me. I get to watch, and I get to spend all this time with my business owners. I've cried with them. I've laughed with them. I watch them grow. It's the best experience in the world. And being able to help them and provide them accurate numbers so that they can move forward to, what did you say, the explosion?
Yeah, they explode their business, yeah.
That's what gratifies me.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
You make it easy because something that's easy for you is hard for others.
Right.
Look, if I can make that easier for you, then yay.
If I can push this puzzle, if I can do that puzzle piece, and then I get to watch the enjoyment of helping you, that's my gratification.
And so here's the thing. Yeah. I think that's what drives most entrepreneurs.
I think so too.
They're not like, whoa, I'll go be an entrepreneur, I'll make millions. It's not first.
Right.
It's in there, right? But it's, who can I help? Who's got to struggle with something? So for me, I work with various folks, but one of the things I do is I have a one day that I do. It's for the introverted entrepreneur. Why? I'm not, right? It's for, I know you've got a good product, a good service, whatever your business is, but they can't talk about it.
Right.
They're not good at networking. They have a hard time doing the sales conversation. I don't want to be a smarmy sales guy. You don't have to be.
They're missing piece. Yeah.
You're missing a piece. Come to the one day thing. Like I can help you break that up, right? And because I want them to succeed. I don't want anybody to be. And I say introverted entrepreneur. Introvert doesn't mean shy. That's actually a different thing. Right? Shy is not a thing. I will get abused for that. Shy is not a physical thing. Shy is just a conversation in your head. But introverts, they. I'm going to say something real smart. They think in their head. Right? Extroverts think out loud.
Yes.
I think when I talk. Right? And if you send me a request, Toby, can you figure out a tagline and this, that, and the other thing for my business? I'd go, maybe. Right? But if you sat in a room with me and go, hey, I need a tagline for a business, you will get one.
Yeah.
Like no problem.
Yeah.
But an introvert sits quietly and figures it out. Right? And so people think extroverts have the win when it comes to networking. So, they can talk to everybody. They're going to run around and talk to everybody. That's okay. Go. Talk to 2 people for an hour. Right? Talk to 2 people, 20 minutes each, 30 minutes each. Be your introverted self. You don't have to be an E.
Yeah.
right? You don't have to be wild extroverted. So that
You might just hand them your product and they go, you don't have to say a word.
yeah, oh, well,
I've been looking for this.
it hardly works that way. I don't. It's kind of magic. It would be nice if you could just here's what I do, and people go, oh my God, I've been looking for that.
Yeah.
You know. So
You never know, it does happen.
yeah, well, be positive, right? Be positive.
Yes. No negative, no.
Yeah. Well, the other one is I had a coaching client once who, and sometimes we do ridiculous things. I gotta tell you, especially me. I'm a guy who tended to look at the not bright side of life. Right? He'd go, I want to do this thing, but so many people are already doing that. Okay, I get it. That just means there's a market. And he'd go, I want to do this, but last time I did it, blah blah blah. You know more now, and you learned from your experience, right? And so I was always telling him, like, be positive. It's not the most helpful sentence in the world. It's like saying, don't be dumb. You know? So we came up with this thing as we talked, and he put it on his computer screen and on his mirror that it was like a little picture of a bee and a plus sign. And he had a little thing, and he had a little card, you know, and he would like look at it before he went into a meeting. He'd look at it before he talked to somebody. He's like, oh yeah, be positive, you know. Does it change your life? I don't know. Is your life better and happier? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's it,
That's what I
right?
said. Surround yourself. If you're one of those that tends to go into the criticizing yourself or talking your way out of things, if you're surrounded by people that are positive, and you're going to get that way too. You will.
Well, they support you, and you go, oh, yes, you're right. I forgot I was so good. Thanks for telling me.
Yes,
right?
thank you.
Like, that's cool. That the little, and again, I'm always talking about this little chatter in your head, like you said, that criticizes you. It wants you to be safe. It doesn't want you to go out there and hold yourself out in front of people. It doesn't want you to go do sales because you might look like that person, right? And you just go, thanks for wanting to keep me safe.
Yes.
You're doing your job. Thank you, lizard brain. And now I'm going to go be successful.
Now be quiet.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, that's the thing. It's a trick, though. It's never going to be quiet. It's you. It's your brain.
Yeah.
So you can't just beat it up and shut it up. So you go, thanks for trying to keep me safe. Love it. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know, I will be safe. Now let's go be successful. It's all good. And no, all the time.
Yes.
Just a chatter in your head. Right?
Yes.
It is.
Lots of it too.
All right.
Willy-nilly. Yes.
So everybody has to now go get QuickBooks and go hire a bookkeeper. I mean, an accountant at least right away. And still a little
at a certain
on the
point.
bookkeeper thing.
Yeah. Yeah. At a certain point.
Really? Not straight away? I'm good.
I've seen them start out. Depends. Like artists, creative people, I would never ask them because that'll depress them. Like I said, to sit them in front of a computer or a box of receipts or notepads or anything that would destroy their creativity. They should get one right off the bat.
Yeah.
The first painting they sell, I gotta get a bookkeeper.
Yep.
So, and then there's other ones that their job is to sit in front of the computer. They do internet sales or something. So for them to sit and do mathematics or something like that, they're perfectly fine with. I let them play all day long, and they go, "Oh, Wendy, you're going to get so mad at me. I think I messed up my books." I said, "You mess them up all day long."
Yeah. At least you gave me something to work with.
Now I can fix it.
Yeah, I can edit anything. Like if you don't have to enter it all, then you're good. Yeah. But yeah, it's a scary thing. And so we only have a minute or two left, but I want to ask. So earlier you said like P&L, profit and loss statement stuff. Yeah. Like I don't do that. I don't know. Right? Does everybody need to do that? And, sorry, bad business person. You know? Yes. Like I don't always know.
You need to.
Where I'm at, right? So,
just
what do I do? Just
quick glance. Just print one off and just go. That's where I'm at this year. That's what I've spent. That looks pretty good. Okay, I feel good about this. Or you're going to see something sticking out like a sore thumb, and you go, "Oh, what did I do?"
Yeah.
You know. I need there's where my money went.
So for somebody who they're not ready to go get an accountant, right? They're not ready to go get a bookkeeper. So maybe we convince them to go get QuickBooks. Yeah. What's something everybody needs to know that they probably don't know? Do you know what I mean? Like if you go to somebody who's brand new and you go, look, get QuickBooks, put in all your incomes, put in all your outgoes, and you really need to look at your what? Something.
Income and expenses.
Yeah. Your
income, your basic income and expenses.
That's it. Okay.
And do not look at your bank balance and think that's all you're worth for the year. Okay? That's a huge one. Quit looking at your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have made $100,000. You've taken 50 and put it in your personal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then the other 50 you paid down credit cards or paid off a loan, and there's zero in the bank, and you're sitting there thinking you've made no money this year.
Right.
Big, big, big.
Right. Okay.
Bank account has nothing to do with your profit.
Yes, correct. Like right now, it's not the state. Well, I tell you, right now mine doesn't at all, right? Because I have a ton of money in accounts receivable. I have a ton of money coming my way, supposedly.
Yeah.
Bank account doesn't look like that. So it's like, oh, geez, I'm fine tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, good tomorrow. By the end of the month, I'm like rolling in money.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at the crests and valleys of stuff, right? I made a bunch of money. I'll spend a bunch of money. Like I need to budget better for the low times because I'm a grass hopper.
I'm telling you, if you look at it, you're going to go, oh, I'm not going to go spend money now.
Yeah. All right.
I already spent way too much at that already.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We do training too. If somebody wants to go out and buy QuickBooks, we'll come out and set it up for them.
Mm-hmm.
Show them how to enter stuff in the checkbook and go, call me. I know you're going to call me in a couple weeks because you're going to go either, heck no, you come do this, or I need you to check to make sure I'm putting everything in the right, and I'll come back out and look and just.
Right.
Everybody's different.
I get it. So, look, we're on time, and I know this is a giant can of worms to open right at the end, but I kind of want to ask this. This is so great. There's a thing, because I've had this myself around different bits of business. Some people, maybe they've been in business a while, and they've just been doing whatever they've been doing, and they don't want to hire you because they don't want you to see how bad it is. Have you had that? I've had conversations with people who were in that boat,
A little bit, but I usually get them when disaster has hit.
Yeah.
So they're beyond that point.
Right.
And they don't care. I know it's a disaster, and I need to either call somebody. I had one.
Or I'm going to jail.
I'm going to go to jail. So I really don't care at this point. It's either going to become very public, so I might as well just bring one person in. I do a confidentiality agreement, but if you're running into people that you network, please keep in mind I can't keep everybody's numbers in my head.
Right.
So you might think it's a traumatic thing, that I'm a mess and everything's horrible and I'm embarrassed. Right. I'm used to seeing it. I've been doing it for 25 years. I go in there, I clean it up, I leave, I'm going somewhere else, and your numbers are already,
wiped out, yeah.
It's like people that clean their house before they hire the cleaner.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, what's the point?
Yep. Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there because I thought of it. I definitely wanted to ask that, and then it came up and I forgot. But it's a big deal.
I don't expect business owners to be accountants.
Right.
They should not be.
Right.
If I knew I had to mow yards in order to open my bookkeeping and accounting business, I would hire somebody to do that yard because that's not what I do.
Right.
So,
but I really want to say that because everything that stops people is fear. Right?
Yes.
Fear. I don't want to look some way. I don't want to be stupid. Yeah. So somebody is afraid to open their books. And I know a person or two who said this to me, right? Yeah. Also, we had a guy in networking who was like an organizer, a professional organizer. Yeah. And he was like, his hardest thing was getting people to let him see their stuff because they felt so bad about it. Yeah. But that happens in a lot of businesses.
But it's so exciting when it's done and it's all clean and everybody's happy.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got to get in touch with, like, you could say, look, I'm embarrassed about my stuff. I don't really want to share it. But on the other hand, when it's done, I will have nothing left to be embarrassed about.
That's right. We'll be proud when we're done.
Right. And
we will be very proud.
And it's kind of like we talk about marketing. Everything gets measured, gets better. Right? And so in this case, like, I don't know how much money I made. I don't know how much money I lost. If you knew, I guarantee you'll make more. Right?
Yeah.
So,
oh, really? I'm making that go? Okay. Well, I want to double that next year. Usually gets them involved. Once they start looking at it, it's like, okay, look, we're going this way.
Right, yes, we're moving in the right direction.
How am I going to handle it? Yeah.
I don't have to buy.
When am I going to hire a new person?
Yeah. Well, it's a whole scary world.
When am I going to hire somebody so I can go to Disney World?
Oh yeah, people keep talking about this this other French word that keeps coming around, like vacation.
I know.
That's a word.
I had a choice when I opened my business. I'm going to do it myself, and I'm just going to do bookkeeping all by myself. But the minute I get sick, or the minute I get too old, or the minute something happens, my business is done. The doors are shut.
Stuck, yeah.
Or I grow it, and I hire people to do everything, and then I get to go on vacation and get a check.
Right. Still cash a check, right? So, all right.
Everybody has their own modality on what they want to do.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants a vacation sometime, right? I mean, I think you do.
Yeah.
I got a whole world of stuff, like the whole corporate thing. I know people who are corporate who have a bank of vacation time. They haven't taken a vacation in 2 or 3 years. Like, oh my God.
That was me.
They're paying you to do it. Take a vacation, right? Your life will be better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are past our time here, but I will chat forever. Where's my Brandon? Hey, Brandon, how are you out there? Hey. All right, we're going to shut down here for the day. I hope that you've had fun, and it's been very exciting. I know it's me. I can't have anything on this desk in front of me because I just play with it, and it's distracting. So Wendy's been here. I hope that you learned something, that you are keen. You can go out and get QuickBooks and get started. Call Wendy and look at I like her, and I want you to go to Bay Area Bookkeeping and Accounting.
Baba.
And even if you don't, get someone, right? Like, have somebody look at your stuff, because I don't care if you're embarrassed. I don't think, if it's a mess, it will get better if you have a professional look at it. It's like a doctor, right?
You fixed it. Band-Aids.
Right. So, what's your website?
Baby sites. BABAAINC.com. Bay Area Bookkeeping and Accounting Inc.
BABAA Inc. Okay, Baba. All right, Wendy, thank you for being here. Anybody, if you're out there, it's been lovely. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to TalkWad.com, the world's fastest growing internet radio network. Please check out all the other great shows on www.talkwad.com.